Nice to meet you, everyone. My name is Guillaume Coignard. On that project, I am the musical producer, executive musical producer of all the festival. And I'm also the music manager, so I'm running the music department in Disneyland Paris. And I'm really happy to see you here, ready to answer any kind of question about the music. So if you got some, feel free to jump. Yeah.
How many versions of Viva la Music or La Music are there? Because I've heard many in the parks. Even Stitch has some.
Even Stitch has some. That's right. That's correct. You have 12 shows. You get 12 versions at the start, plus a little bit of surprises that will come. But yeah, the idea was to create a real fantastic anthem for our festival. But on every show that you're going to have in the day, you're going to have every time the specific version for each of them. So if you go to see Mata Dance, you're going to have a kind of African version of the song. If you go to see the mariachi, you're going to have that Mexican sound version of the sound, of the song, and it's going to be a lot of fun everywhere.
Vous avez collaboré avec le chef d'orchestre Samuel Sonnet, je crois,
Oui.
sur la création musicale du coup. Comment vous avez collaboré justement sur la création de cette saison
Et
comment avez-vous trouvé le bon ton et pour justement créer toute cette ambiance musicale et cette diversité?
is that okay if I answer in English?
Oui, il n'y a pas de souci.
That's fine. So the question was about a collaborator, a consultant who is working with me. His name is Samuel Sonnet. So he's also a music producer. And yeah, we have been collaborating together. As I told you, I am the executive music producer, so I'm managing everything. But you can easily imagine that was the first time to do 12 shows at the same time. Most of the times we're doing 1 or 2 shows, but 12 at the same time, that was a real challenge. So I had to find collaborators around me who can manage a couple of things, because I couldn't do everything myself. So we've been working with Samuel, but we've also been working with Roger Butterley, who is also a music producer, who is based in the US, who had the chance to work with us. We had the chance to have him working with us on the festival. And the question is, how do we work together? Sam and I are really close collaborators since a lot of years. We know each other very well, and I discovered Roger on that project, but the approach is exactly the same. We talk about music, we talk about storytelling, we talk about trying to make the good choice of songs, because one of our biggest problems is we got too many songs, too many fantastic songs in Disney, so we got to choose the right one or what seems to be the right one to work together, and then trying to make them work. But it's not only the work of the music producer, it's also all the teamwork with show directors, it's the teamwork with all the creative team who is working, giving his input. Everyone gives his own input inside of that. And you know what we say, you are stronger when you are together on something. So that's why I think we were strong, because we were a lot working on that and trying to find the best way to create that music. Yeah.
J'ai une question qui est aussi une suggestion. Sachant que le festival est basé sur la musique, est-ce que, et je crois que ça a à moitié été fait, vous allez sortir une playlist et c'est l'excuse parfaite pour ressortir un vinyle qui avait super bien marché là, quand il avait sorti le vinyle d'Euro Disney. Ça c'est la suggestion.
Je la prends.
Mais voilà, est-ce qu'il va y avoir quelque chose autour de ça pour justement finalement packager les musiques et les proposer à l'écoute pour prolonger l'immersion
L'expérience, bien sûr.
Voilà.
Déjà, merci pour cette question. Ce qui fait très plaisir, c'est de sentir qu'il y a de l'envie et de l'appétence pour ce genre de choses. Elle est partagée, vraiment. C'est-à-dire qu'on travaille dans ce sens-là. Pour plein de raisons, c'est compliqué de sortir des playlists et des chansons. C'est du travail spécifique. Pour le moment, on a sorti Viva la musique sur les plateformes et on a déjà fait quelque chose qui est fantastique, dont nous sommes très fiers. C'est que nous avons réussi à sortir la version française et anglaise le jour de l'ouverture du show. Donc ce sont des calendriers très longs de sortie. Donc c'était déjà notre première étape. En ce moment, il y a des discussions autour de ça, mais pas de décisions encore qui ont été prises sur le fait de sortir les autres chansons des autres
activités. Je sais que ça marche beaucoup. Enfin, ils avaient fait sur la playlist de l'Hôtel Marvel, enfin, pour les 30 ans. Enfin, il y a voilà, une grosse hype quand même autour des musiques comme ça, des saisons.
And for everyone, the question was about the fact to we released the anthem song Viva la Musique on Spotify the day of the opening. Yeah, we were so proud to get this. Believe me, it was not that easy, but we get it finally. And the question is, why not create a playlist with the other version of the song on Spotify? The decision is not taken right now because, let's be honest, we had a lot of work. We were focusing to be sure that we could manage the opening in the best way. But those are good ideas, especially if we go on vinyl or things like that, and it should be great.
It's a good collectible.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I'm not able to answer right now, but I really hope it will happen.
Okay.
What went into the selections of the types of music and the characters that were in each of the locations?
That was kind of early discussions that came. That's the moment when you are still on the paper. You know what I mean? Or things are not done yet. Mm-hmm. So we tried a lot of different approach about that, and saying the main and the most important thing, you know, that is about storytelling and emotion. It's not about music at the first time. Music will come after. Music is the tool you are going to use to create, to make this emotion here. But the most important thing is what story are we telling? What we want to tell, what kind of emotion we want to bring. So the answer of the question was about that. This is, okay, we're going to choose this with that character, with that song, because that song for us is bringing that kind of emotion. And if we put that song with that different character and we put this one after, what are we telling, what is happening? And that's all the creative process. That's why when you create music, from my perspective, the most important thing is not start with music. It starts with storytelling. And after that, it's going to be easier to decide how you're going to manage the music on that, but you know where you're going. That's what we do.
Est-ce que travailler avec autant de musiciens issus d'univers différents, tout autant de franchises Disney variées, est-ce que ça a été le défi principal sur la saison?
Ça n'a pas été le défi principal. Le défi principal, pour être très honnête, comme je l'ai dit juste avant, a été de dire qu'il faut ouvrir 12 shows en même temps, qui aient chacun leurs caractéristiques propres, leur identité propre, et qu'en même temps, ils doivent tous se rejoindre le soir pour faire quelque chose tous ensemble. Personnellement, c'est la première fois que j'ai 12 shows à monter en un temps aussi petit que ça par rapport au nombre de shows qu'il y a. Donc la difficulté, elle était à cet endroit-là. Après, l'autre difficulté, c'était de dire, ok, on a travaillé sur tel show, complètement au hasard, sur le marching band, et on est très content parce qu'on a eu plein de bonnes idées qui nous plaisent, et puis on se retourne et il faut travailler sur le Video Police Hit Concert. À ce moment-là, on se dit, attends, il faut faire attention de ne pas reprendre les bonnes idées qu'on avait sur le marching band pour les copier à cet endroit-là, il faut redevenir créatif à cet endroit-là. En général, quand on fait un show, on est concentré sur un seul, et là on a dû renouveler ce principe plusieurs fois. Les musiciens live, après, on a la chance d'avoir recruté de fantastiques performeurs, donc on a ces performeurs, c'est de la répétition, c'est de l'échange avec eux, mais c'était de l'organisation, la difficulté, parce qu'il faut beaucoup de monde, mais après dans la relation avec eux, c'était très simple. Oui. You know how the diversity is important for us and how to respect the culture. So yes, of course, we always try to do very well, of course, to make those culture match. And there is something that is going to be true through the music all the time. Is that I can be, as a French, I can learn to play the flamenco when I can be good, you know. But if I want to hear the real flamenco, I got to go to Spain and find some native musicians. So we'll always have the real thing, the culture, the location, the place where you were born, will be really important in how you're going to play music. So what is magic with the music is that if there is one universal language, that's music. If you travel, you go in a country you don't know, you've never been before, you don't speak the language, you don't know the people, you go in the street, you take a guitar, you sing, and you're going to meet 50 people in a very short time, and you're going to be able to connect. What is more difficult to do in other ways. So music is universal. So everyone is allowed to play everything. That's very important. I can play mariachi music, that's fun if I love that. But that's also really important to involve the people who know perfectly the culture. So we're very careful about it. And that makes the music better, I think.
Vous parliez tout à l'heure des performeurs, du temps de répétition, etc. Quand est-ce que l'idée a germé? Déjà dans un premier temps, depuis quand? Combien de temps vous êtes en train de préparer cette saison?
We had around 1 year of preparation, so the idea was a little bit more than 1 year. If you take today's reference, so it was 1 year of work, a lot of work. Most of the time we have a little bit more time for that, so it was.
Oui, j'allais dire c'est un peu court.
It was also the challenge. That's why we got Smile today, because we are saying, yeah, we did it. It worked. So we're happy about that.
Je voulais vous féliciter pour Vive à la musique. Je trouve que c'est une bonne chanson qui est impactante et qui est assez entêtante. Je pense qu'elle rentrera dans le catalogue des bonnes chansons de Disneyland Paris.
Merci beaucoup.
Je voulais savoir s'il existe une version bonus qu'on n'aurait pas encore entendue de cette chanson.
Il y a déjà 12 versions qui vont sortir, qui existent, donc c'est déjà pas mal en
Je me dis
bonus.
qu'il y en a 12, il y en a peut-être plus.
13, ça tente malin.
C'est ça. On a déjà fait pas mal avec 12, donc il va falloir qu'on ait un peu de temps pour redevenir créatif directement dessus. Mais pour le moment, il n'y a pas de version cachée encore, il n'y a pas de surprise. So there is no other version of the song that already, the 12 that we already have. It was already a lot of job. But here is what is going to happen because of the live performance. The things when you're working with live musicians and live performance 100% live is that we won't change the music. The music is written, the rehearsals are done, all the performers know exactly what they got to do. But we call it live for one reason, because the music is alive. That means that if you're going to see the show tomorrow, you or today, and you come in 1 month, it will be the same score, the same choreography, the same musicians, but it will be totally different. So all the songs are going to evolve. At the end of the summer, Viva la Musique is going to be an absolutely different song, because the song is going to be more mature, because a lot of people are going to put things inside of that music. You put who you are, you put your personal feelings, you put this inside that, but you have to respect what is written. That's one of the most, for me, it's been a couple of years I'm working in that business, but the most important thing for me and amazing thing is how the music is always alive, those things happen. So the new versions are going to be there by themselves, but we are not going to record them, because the other thing is that if you want to have the chance to see the new version, you get to be there, because what you're going to hear today is going to be a unique performance. Tomorrow is going to be different. Yesterday it was different. So the power of the live is also to see you need to catch the moment. That's why it's so, for me, so fantastic, so emotional. That's why that's so important, the moment that you're sharing with the performers, with the other guests at this moment, all together around that. I love that.
À certains moments d'un musicaux, on entend le thème de Try Everything de Try Everything de Zootopie.
Oui.
Est-ce que c'était une volonté finalement qui n'a pas été retenue de les intégrer plus, ou alors c'était juste pour le symbole que ça représente?
Qu'est-ce que veut dire par les intégrer plus, pardon?
Peut-être les personnages dans des happenings qui n'ont pas été retenus, par exemple.
Oh.
Est-ce que c'est pareil? Pourquoi avoir choisi de mettre en avant Zootopie à certains moments de musique?
It's okay. So the question is, why do we use the music of Zootopia, but why don't we put more IPs or characters from Zootopia? The answer is going to be very simple. I'm not able to give you a specific answer about that, because when you create, you get some ideas that comes, and you say this work, and that makes sense for us at this moment. But it's a little bit like a recipe. So there is so many different different way to do it. So you're right. Maybe now we say, maybe we should have had this, or changed this, or this. But all the things are going to come with the time. I'm sure I told you that's alive. That's also alive for us. You never had the feeling that what you did is, okay, we need to stop everything and keep it like that. Even for us, we say, if the next time maybe we should try this or this should have been also a good idea. So that's why there is not a specific answer for that. But you're right, it should certainly have been a good idea. But I think that what we did is also a good idea. So this is always kind of choice. And as I told you in the first place, our major problem is that we got too many choices, too many good things in Disney. That's the problem. You see, you must pick song. that say that there are songs you will not take, and sometimes you say, oh, this song is not in the festival. I would love that, but you got to choose at one moment.
Merci beaucoup.
Like this. My favorite part? I hate that question. This is so difficult to answer to that. But I will answer. My favorite part, my favorite role is I have a kind of very emotional moment with Donald, Daisy, and the accordion display because I found this very romantic, very sweet. It's so simple that sometimes simple things are just you only need that. So I love this one. And on the other side, I think that my favorite for real is the Disney, is the video policy. Because it's maybe more my personal culture, that kind of pop rock things, and because the 6 live musicians and 5 singers, 11 people on stage, this is where I come from myself. So I think that this is my natural favorite. But I love everything, of course. Thank you very much for your question and for your time. Thank you very much. I wish you an amazing festival, and I'm sure we're gonna see each other soon.
Thank
Have a
you.
lovely day.